Welcome to Java in Programming series at FAIT. This is section number 6 on introducing classes and methods. I am Professor Dr. Yashwant Dongre. Today I am going to deliver content on objects and classes fundamentals, creating classes, declaring objects, assigning object reference variables and methods. So that how class and objects will look and how they are correlated. So that class, for example, class is a person and its data members are like unique ID, name, age, city, gender. Also methods are like eat, study, sleep, play, and its data members instances are like name is John, age is 35, city is Delhi, gender is male. Also data members have one more instance like name is Daisy, age is 20, city is Pune, and male is gender is male, female. So that what is a class in Java? Class is not a real world entity, it is just a template or a blueprint or a prototype form. Which objects are created? Class does not occupy memory. Class is a group of variables of different types and group of methods. Class in Java can contain data members, methods, constructors, nested class, and so many interfaces. General form of class is like access modifier, then class keyword, and then class name should be there. It should be followed by opening bracket for the body or writing a variables and methods. Then inside it, instance variables should be included. N number of instance variables are allowed. For say instance variable 1 of type, instance variable 2 of type, and instance variable n, and so many. Likewise, there can be n number of methods like say method 1 to method n, which have type and parameter list. This method should be included with the opening and closing bracket, and which should be body of the method, which includes number of statements. Likewise, n number of method can be included into the methods. So that in a Java class, fields can be there, methods can be there, constructor can be there, blocks can be there, nested class and interfaces can be there. So that what is Java object? An object has a three characteristics. That is state, it represents the data values of objects. Then behavior, represent the behavior of an object such as deposit, withdraw. Then identity, and object identity is typically implemented via unique ID. Value of the ID is not visible to external user. However, it is used internally by the JVM to identify each object uniquely. An object is a variable of type class. It is a basis component of an object-oriented programming system. Class has a method and data members like attributes, and these methods and data members are accessed through an object. Thus, an object is an instance of a class. Creating a Java object, and creating object is a variable of type class. It is a basic component of object-oriented programming system. Class has a methods and data members, also called as attributes, and these methods and data members are accessed through object. Thus, object is an instance of class. Syntax to create Java object is class name space object name equal to new space class name in bracket list of parameters. Type of a Java class variable. A class can contain any of the following variable types. There are three types of variables like local variable, instance variable, and class variable. Local variables are variables defined inside a method. Constructors or blocks are called local variables. The variables will be declared and initialized within the method, and the variable will be destroyed when the method has completed. Instance variables are variables within a class, but outside any methods. These variables are initialized when the class is instantiated. Instance variable can be accessed from inside any method, constructor, or block of that particular class. And at the last, class variables are there. Class variables are variable declared within a class outside any method with the static keyword. Example: example main within the class. Java program for class example student.java. So that class is student. These are member variables like integer id, string name. These are the data members, also instance variable. So that public static void main string argument is a method, so that this will be creating, there is one connection in code. Public static void main method is there, method name is missing. This is a main but with a string arguments. So that student s1 equal to new student and system out println s1.id and system out println s1.name. So that if you run this, we will get the output as 0 and null. So that example 2 is a main outside the class. We can write a class and then we can have another class, and in that class we can have another variable, another class, and inside that we can write a main. So that, and in that main method we can create a objects. For example, here class is student, their IDs, name, these are the variables, and this variable we can assign, we can access through another class. That class is a test class. So that we can have example 3, like we can have a class, that class is a box, have variable like a width, height and depth, and class demo have a main method. Inside that main method we can create object of a box class, and name of that object is my box. So that double volume, we can create a variable inside main, local variable we can say. So that my box dot width is 10, my box dot height is 20, my box dot width is 15. In this way we can assign the values to the variables, instance variable of the box inside the demo class. And in this way we can say volume of this class, volume of this is nothing but this. Let us see, we will run this example. We will use Eclipse for running this example. even though it is simple. First example, we will exercise that. First example, that is class student, and inside that student class we will write the main method. Let us say student is a class, include main method. Let us have instance variable integer id, and let us have string as name. Let us have object of class student class, that is student s equal to, or whatever, s1 equal to new student. This is default constructor, student with bracket. And then we can have system out println, that is, let us have s1 dot id, also system dot out println, let us have s1 dot, of course, next name is. Now run this program. See, 0 and null is answer, so that as per mention here, 0 0, default value of integer is 0, and default value of string is null. So that this program is also possible using, for say, this we can include in another class. Remove it from here. Here will be only class, and then add another class name as test student as another class. There you include main method. Right now it is not needed. We have complete code of it. Here also this is possible. You declare only main method, and we will have student s1, then system out println, these two variables. Let us run this test. See, 0 null. This is from test class. Test student class. See, latter output is from test student class. So that now we will turn to, we will have something different, like we will have different class like a box. Let us turn to some different example. Let us have box. Box have double as height. Box have double width, and box have double length. Let us have another demo class, box demo. Here we will have this method. We can have box b equal to new box b dot height equal to 10, b dot width equal to 20, b dot length equal to 30, we can say. Let us have some calculation, like have variable like double volume. We will calculate double v equal to h into width into L. Sorry, b dot say system out run this. See, answer is here. This is simple class with class name is box. Its attributes are width, height and depth or length. Say class demo2 can be a like public static void main. Its first instance and second two instances we will create. In the first instances its variable we have different value, second instance have some different value, and let us see, check the calculation. Of course it will give different answers. For example, we will have this. Again we will have difference instance, another object which is a b2. We will assign values of this with some b2, not this b2, b2, b2 have some more range, 100, 200, 300, something have its calculation. b2, 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 and it also answer. See, instance, first instance, this is value of first instance, this is value from second instance. First object This is from second object. This variable is same, but its instance is different. Instance how different instance have different value. So that either same variable, same instance variable, if either you are assigning its value to which instance of object. So that declaring object can be one or two step process, like box my box, in our case box b equal to new box b2 equal to new box, we are done. Then box my box, then my box equal to new box. In this also, in this way also you can declare the object. Closer look at new class variable equal to new class, and then statement, then effect. Statement is box my box, then my box equal to new box. Its effect is initially it will get null as a my box. For the my box, its memory allocation will be null, and then actual constructor will assign the variable in the memory. Assigning object reference variable, for example box b1 equal to new box and box b2 equal to b1, so that b1 will get created, b2 will get created, but due to first step b1 new box have some width, height and depth variable, and that our box objects will get created, and reference of same object will be assigned to the b2 also as a variable. Difference between class and objects. Class class is a blueprint of object and it is used to create objects. Class is blueprint of object and it is used to create object. Object is instance of class. Object instance have values. Class have template only. It's a blueprint. It is a framework. It is a skeleton only. New memory is allocated when class is declared. While you are writing a class in a notepad, text editor or any ID, memory will not be allocated. But memory is allocated as soon as object is created, means when class is in execution, it is represented as object and object will be allocated with some memory. Class is a group of similar objects. Object is real world entity such as book, car, etc. Class is a logical entity and object is a physical entity. Class can only be declared once. Object can be created many times as per required. Example of class can be a car, fruits, box, anything. Object of class car can be a BMW, Mercedes, Ferrari. For a fruits, mango, lemon, anything. Method. A method is a block of a code or collection of methods or set of a code grouped together to perform certain tasks or operations. It is used to achieve the reusability of code. It also provides the easy modification and readability of code. Method is executed only when we call or invoke it, and most important method in a Java is main method. From here, execution of program will get started. Rules to name a method. It is exactly as like variables. Very minor difference is there. While defining a method, remember that method name must be a verb and start with a lowercase letter. Must be starting with verb is a standardization criteria. Otherwise, it will not give any compilation error, or for example, set variable, get variable. Instead of set, you can have yes direct variable name, yes variable name, g variable name, but starting with only few character or irrelevant or meaningless character is not standard way. It should be start with lowercase, no problem, but if you start with the capital letter, it will not give compiler error, even you will not get any execution error. But it is standard practice to start with a verb with a lowercase. For example, add some. If the method name has more than two words, the first name must be verb followed by objective or nouns. These are, in fact, we cannot say these are rules, these are recommendations, so that your code will get standardized. In the multi-word method name, the first letter of each word must be in uppercase except the first word. For example, get data, find sum, compute max. Type of methods in Java. There are two types of methods in Java. First is predefined and another is user defined. In predefined method, in Java, predefined methods are method that is already defined in Java class libraries. It's known as predefined method. It is also known as standard library method or built-in method. You can directly use this method just by calling them in a program at any point. Example, main print length max. In user-defined method, the method written by the user or programmer is known as user-defined method. These methods are modified according to the requirement. For a predefined method, for example, we can have predefined method from math class, so that maximum out of these two numbers we have to find out, so that we can use math class inbuilt math class in the Java lang and math dot max 9,7. This method we can write this, so that let us have check this in Eclipse with real-time example. Let us check. This class is demo class. We can add class as a math demo, or let us have public method in it. Check example of, here is example of predefined methods. That method is max method. So that check it by system dot out dot println. We will have math dot max, anything like can have 5, 6. By observing, we will say that this will return 6. Check it. Max will be returned 6 will be returned. For printing purpose, we are directly using it. Otherwise, we can have integer x equal to 5, comma y equal to 6. Then integer z will capture the result, so that these have integer z have equal to math dot max x comma y also, and print here z simply. Here max number is 6 out of x and y. X is 5, y is 6. Method declaration. Start with access specifier, its type, its name, and parameter list. Then curly braces with starting and ending body of method. So that access specifier, that is public, private, protected, or without access specifier also method will work. Return type should be any data type, primitive data type. Then method name, then parameter list, and method body. This is method signature, this is method header, this is parameter list, this is method name, this is return type, this is access specifier. In a user defined method, we have to follow the signature of method declaration. So that the example is method class even odd number we would like to check, and public void find even odd, and input parameter is sum. So that method body is if number or 2 equal to 0 means it is even, simple logic, else system out println number is odd. In main method we will have object1 as a object, obj1 as object of the even odd. Here number is we are declaring 40, and then object1 will call the find even odd number, and this will print either it is even or odd. Logic is simple. If number mod 2 is 0, then it is even, otherwise. So that we can have this program also. Create a class of even odd minus o demo of user defined method. So that method will be public is access specifier, void is return type, name of method is check even or, return parameters are integer num, instead of file we can have boolean also. Let us check after this. So that if number mod 2 equals 0 means this is system number is even. Else Okay, hence method is declared. Now call it. To call the method, very first you will need to create instance of this class e1r. This we can do in a same class. This we can do in another class also. e1 so that let us have a number integer something I equal to 14. Same example we will take, and let us pass oe dot eo dot, this method should be reflected here. Number is I. Here this method type is return type is void, so that you just have to call method will come here and perform the task and will get destroyed. So that let us check. Now 14 is even. Also we can have this as boolean also, so that it should return something. Instead of printing it here, just return true. Here also false, otherwise return false. Its return type is boolean, so that value should be hold here. Then here only you check system dot out dot println, either it is number is even or not. See, in case of true means if it is, if b means number is even, otherwise or. Simple. 14 is even, or 15 is odd. Answer should be odd. Then what are the method parameters? For example, in the demo class, method 1 is have no parameter, and then display 2, this have single parameter, 3, you have double parameters, so that accordingly which method you will call, accordingly that you need to pass the that number of parameters. Let us have, if your method is display one have no parameter, so that you don't need to pass any parameter at the time of calling. If you call the display 2 method, you need to pass one parameter, because here one parameter is used, and if it is a 2 parameter at the time of declaration, so that at the time of calling you need to pay 2 parameters. Let us have this demo. Let us create a class demo, method parameters mp, add main method also, so that initially declare method with public void display one method. Similarly, we can have this is with one parameter. Also, one more time have 2, then 3. While you are creating method with different parameter, same name is also allowed, but it is a different concept that we will see in another session. Integer a, integer b. Accordingly, we will have some print line. Here no parameters. Here one parameter. With its value is a. Here parameters, there are two parameters, whereas their values are first key a plus another one is b value. As we call method, for example 1 or 2 or 3, accordingly that method will get called and display the value. Create a object, say demo mp dmp equal to new demo so that dmp dot see display 1, display 2, display 3, all these three methods are available. Out of that display 1 parameter, dmp dot display 2 have something. If I say I will call to as 20 should be displayed, and dmp dot display 3 with 20 and 30. See, first will be no parameter, then 20, then 20 30. In this way this will print. Then method returning a value, so that void we are using, but we can have method returning value also, so that here if we take example of addition, particular method will return the, for example, public static void main addition, so that if we take example of addition, addition will return value. So that here there are two important things to understand about returning values. First is type of data returned by method must be compatible with the return type specified by method. Then type of data returned by method must be compatible with return type specified by method, and variable receiving the value returned by method, such as for example C in this case, must also be compatible with the return type specified for the method. Let us have this example, addition. This compatibility of output stored or return values by the method, and where you are storing the output will be more complicated in case of multiplication. Let us check for addition. Let us create separate class, that is mathematical operations, even include, so that we can add public void add numbers, in this case while calling this method, program will return something, so that initially we will see it will add integers like integer x, integer y, two number we will take. Okay, its return type is integer, so that it is prompting for add return something z, integer z to 0, and we will perform z equal to x plus y. In this we can have return as it is x, we can have integer y as it is, so that return type should be of this type, so that z is of integer type, and so that we are returning z. If return type is integer and here we are declaring integer as long, this will create problem. See, add cast to integer, this will not work, so that return variable should be of same type. Let us have check the let us have integer a equal to 10, integer b equal to 20. This number I want to add, so that first create object of math operations, mo equal to new math simple ways. Mo will show method available number, this number a b. If you see here, this method return integer z, so that this should be like integer c must be available with us, and we will hold output return by add number into the c and check system out dot print ln. Let us try to print c. C should display the 10 plus 20. This is nothing but 30. Similarly, we can have method like for subtraction also, so that write a public, maybe this method will also return integer subtract numbers. So here we can have integer x will subtract from integer y, or integer y will be subtracted from so that this is showing red will return initially. Let us have some calculation like integer z equal to 0, and then integer z equal to x minus y. And then you return the z. Again hold it into the c, no problem. C equal to, in case of if you hold it into the byte, this will not work. Bytes range is something, so that, and if I can have values like 1000 and 2000, and we can have byte see addition of these two numbers cannot be hold into the this type. Otherwise, if you see 100 200, if you can hide 10, this range of integer is in thousands, so that byte cannot hold this. About short range is also not possible, so that long, if I declare long is working, long range of long is a little bit more, so that long is also, long can also work. So that initially we will put here integer So that C equal to mathematical operation dot, see, subtract number from each other is also here. So that B is 20 and A, subtract B from A. In C, first number indicates, first line indicates it is addition, it is subtraction. Addition is 30 and subtraction is 10. See, subtraction is shown here. Even though now third operation is multiplication, so that public integer multiplication of numbers of, again, integer x comma integer y, so that integer x comma integer y, and here return will be z, integer z, okay, z equal to x into y. But in this case, what to do if x is very large and y is very large? Go on it. We will have C equal to mo dot multiply numbers. X is A, then B, X is 30,000, B is also 30,000, now third number is calculation of multiplication. Something large number, let us have test it again, increase the size 30,000 to 3 lakh and 3 lakh. Let us check either it is working for multiplication or not. See, this is returning garbage value if you increase the range out of it. Still you will increase the range because still increase the range, you have to go up to, you must return the, you must change the return variable. Started giving garbage value, these are not correct values, these are not correct values, so that we may try, like we can take this as a long variable and let us see the output. instead of 3 this something 30 something. Let us check. So that still it is out of boundary of the number. So that if you see, these are the first number and multiplication is again giving a infinite values. So that these are the very big values. While learning a division, we may face the in this way. In multiplication, holding numbers capacity may be the smaller than the output, but we may have other type of difficulty, like number is very small or number is infinite in case of division operation. So that keep here integer, let us have some reasonable values 30 and 20, so that some reasonable value we may see 50 minus 10 600. Similarly, we may have division operation. Number division, x divided by y simply, but we have to take care of y should not be 0, otherwise will be exception, x divided by y. So that here numbers are a b x divided by, so that let us have checked it. C equal to divide numbers. This is a, this is b. So that system I will print ln. This can have, we may have answer one answer at the last, but 30 divided by 20 is 1.5, but 1.5 converted to 1. So that for division we may have, must have return type should be float. So that here we are getting return value, answer is into float number, that is f. So that 1.0, still it is giving incorrect answer. Best is to declare double. Double z, return z, and here also double. Print d, okay. Let us have solve this query into the next session. So that in a summary, we have studied object and class fundamentals, creating class, declaring objects, assigning object reference variable, and methods.